Story 1. I am old enough that I have pretty much stopped caring about it. Story 2. It makes me a little uncomfortable, but I've come to accept it, partly because I don't always try to fit in. No, I'm not disruptive, but I keep to myself and tend to do my own thing. I think that kind of energy can put people off, and I've accepted that if I'm like that, people will not always like me. Story 3. No matter who you are, some people will dislike you. That's life. Not everyone has to like you. It is okay if they do not, and you do not have to try to make them. Story 4. I think being disliked by some people is inevitable because no matter who you are, you can't please everyone. Story 5. Dr. House says that if nobody hates you, you're doing something wrong. Story 6. There are 8 billion people. Why should I care if a few of them do not like me? It is a drop in the bucket. Story 7. I no longer care. I cared about being liked for many years. I promise the older you get, the less you care. Story 8. No one dislikes me. Some people dislike themselves and project that onto me. Story 9. Not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Respect matters more than approval. Story 10. What people think about me is none of my business. That is what one friend said, and it really stuck with me. Story 11. I don't care. I would rather focus on people who like me. Story 12. It doesn't really matter to me, as the feeling is generally mutual. The people who dislike me are usually those I tend not to like because of their personality traits, views, and so on. Story 13. I do not get my validation from what other people think of me. I love and validate myself. When someone does not like you, it is almost always because of jealousy or insecurity on their part. Story 14. I couldn't give a damn. I find that anyone who dislikes you is often someone who sees in you what they wish they had. Jealousy is a terminal illness. Story 15. People's opinion of me is none of my business and certainly none of my concern. Story 16. With some people I am happy they dislike me. I would be worried if they liked me. Story 17. I am happy to know that I am disliked by evil people. Story 18. First, you must accept that not everyone is the same. Differences should be respected. I do not entertain it. Story 19. I think being disliked by some people is inevitable. You cannot please everyone, and that is okay. As long as you stay true to your values and treat others with respect, the opinions of a few will not weigh you down. Story 20. It doesn't matter. Some will like me, some will hate me, regardless of how I am. Story 21. It's all right. I don't like everyone, and I'm 100% certain not everyone likes me. Heck, even I have reasons to dislike myself, and that's without knowing what others may think. Story 22. When someone says they don't like me. Story 23. My band was recently posted in my city's local subreddit. A lot of people really don't like us, and we were called a cult. It was pretty rock and roll. We got canceled for being party animals. Story 24. 10 years ago, I would have panicked. Now, at 28, I do not really care because I have more important things to worry about. Story 25. Why should I care if someone I don't care about doesn't like me? Laughing out loud. The door is that way. Close it on your way out. Story 26. Do you like or care about them? If not, does it even matter? Story 27. Many people dislike me. I am one of the loners at school, always getting picked on. I do not really care that much. Story 28. I'm still learning to deal with it and not let it bother me. Story 29. I do not care because this is not about who I am but about how they feel about me. Story 30. That's one of the good things about growing older. Each year you care less and less. Story 31. It does not matter. It is what I think about myself that is important. Story 32. It still surprises me that people like me. I try hard to push them away, yet they still orbit me. I prefer to be disliked, honestly. Story 33. No matter how great a person you are, or how great you think you may be, you are going to be the villain in somebody's story. Shrug. Suck it up and drive on. Story 34. Anyone who openly dislikes me is someone whose approval I do not seek. Story 35. As a people pleaser, I find it annoying that some people don't like me. It's a fact of life and I have come to accept it, even though I don't like it. At least I'm lucky to have people in my life who choose to spend time with me, not out of obligation, so I don't think about the haters too much. Story 36. I try to do the right thing and not be an asshole while having fun and being myself. If people like me, great. If not, I will not worry about it. Story 37. I had a harder time with this as a kid because of the forced, continuous schooling situations. Being told we were all friends and then definitely not being treated like one was difficult. Now that I'm older, I realize that for political, religious, or other reasons, people often want to control you or have a say in your life without having to put in the work not to be your friend. Good friends are few and far between. Story 38. It used to make me very uncomfortable. Now I tell myself it's fine. I am only the protagonist in my own story. In everyone else's story, I am just a side character, and I will not always be cast as a good one. Story 39. It used to make me very uncomfortable. But now I think to myself it's fine. I'm the protagonist in my own story. In everyone else's story, I'm just a side character, and I won't always be cast as a good one. Story 40. It is unfortunate not to be liked by everyone, but at the same time, who cares? Those people are clearly unusual. Story 41. Honestly, that's their problem, not mine, laughing out loud. Even if it's a family member or friend, the hurt eases after a while, or it never occurs if they dislike me over something I can't control or because of a misunderstanding on their part. Story 42. The feeling is mutual, assholes. If you live long enough, this will happen. Story 43. No one is completely loved by everyone. It is okay. Everyone is different and has their own opinions and thoughts about why they like or dislike someone. Story 44. I feel energetic after reading all your replies. Most people do not care whether others are like me. Their dislikes are their problem, not ours. Keep rocking, guys. Story 45. We cannot please everyone, and that is okay as long as you did not do anything wrong to them. Story 46. I put it down to jealousy. How can anyone dislike me? Laughing out loud. Story 47. It is fine. Cannot please everyone. I am not losing any sleep over them. Story 48. I only care enough to find out if there is good reason for it and if I can improve. If it is anything else, I do not care. Story 49. I would be a bit sad. I really try my hardest to be somewhat likable. Story 50. It comes with the territory of being an antinatalist, so I can only expect it. Story 51. If you like them, then it is hell. If you do not know them, then it does not matter. If you do not like them, you will understand. Story 52. What can I do about it? Nothing. I am going to try to be kind to them, but I am not going to worry if they do not like me. Story 53. Always remember, not everyone is going to like you, and not everyone's opinion matters. Story 54. I cannot access external links. Please paste the text you want processed. Also tell me whether to fully expand acronyms, e.g., NASA-National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or spell them out on first use only, and whether you prefer US or UK English. I will then return only the cleaned content optimized for Azure text-to-speech. Story 55. Mose Eisley, where neither we nor our friends like you. Story 56. I don't know why, but I hate it when people dislike me. My immediate reaction is to think, how dare they? Even though I know logically I shouldn't care. Story 57. I do not want to deal with people who do not like me. I just wish they would not be so fake about it. If you do not like me, be straightforward. Be professional at work and ignore me outside of work. I do not want to deal with you either. Story 58. In my youth, it would ruin my day. Now, in my mid-30s, it's different. Stay the fuck away from me and we'll be fine. Story 59. If people hate you for just breathing, then you are doing something right. There are a few people I know who cannot stand anything I do. I can just walk by them and my mere presence will cause a reaction. I see their eyes roll and hear indirect insults. I do not even have to speak to them. The fact that I can make someone so angry over nothing means they have to think about me even if they do not want to. I once offended someone because I said she was obsessed with me. I heard she talks about me all the time. Unfortunately, it is something I have to deal with. Story 60. I don't give a shit. My wife loves me, my cat loves me, and God loves me. That's all that matters. Story 61. It does not matter if someone dislikes me. What bothers me is the thought that I have unknowingly offended another person. Story 62. There is a strong possibility that I do not like them either, so forget them. Story 63. There is a saying in Spanish, no soy monedita de oro para que viene todo el mundo. I am not a gold coin to be liked by everyone. Story 64. As a 45-year-old, I will go home and have a drink and not care. Story 65. Love it. It means I'm doing something right. In the words of the great Charles Mackay, from his poem, No Enemies. You have no enemies, you say? Alas, my friend, the boast is poor. He who has mingled in the fray of duty that the brave endure must have made foes. If you have none, small is the work that you have done. You've hit no traitor on the hip. You've dashed no cup from perjured lip. You've never set the wrong to right. You've been a coward in the fight. Story 66. It never bothered me one bit. There are 8 billion people in the world. Do you expect all of them to like you? That's logically ridiculous. When you realize someone doesn't like you, just smile and get on with your life. Story 67. It's much ado about nothing. The real question is why you care. You can choose whether to let others affect you. Are they worthy? Story 68. That just means I'm living rent-free in their heads and they're not even guests in mine. Story 69. I cannot stand being disliked, which is a problem. I am a people pleaser, but in the wrong circumstances my frustration tolerance is very low. I also go through rapid cycles of doing very well and burning out spectacularly, so I have burned many bridges in my life, including a failed marriage. I have many regrets, but life goes on and I cannot sit and marinate in them. Story 70. I feel a little sad because I am sensitive and a people pleaser. I know not everyone will like me, and that is normal. My trauma from bullying makes me want to be on good terms with everyone, and I become afraid when someone is upset with me. Story 71. I probably deserve it because I made them dislike me on purpose. Story 72. It's your opinion of me that bothers you. It doesn't bother me. That's a you thing. Story 73. It is impossible to both be yourself and be liked by everyone. Guess which one I am picking. Story 74. Usually I feel like who cares, but there is an underlying feeling. I don't know why people don't like me. Was it something I said or did? I wonder what put them off so much that they decided they didn't like me. If I can't figure it out, oh well. Story 75. Unless it is someone I interact with on a daily basis, I do not care. If it is, I would try to find out why, at least to see whether it was a miscommunication. If it is not, I would hope we can be civil. It is what it is. I think most people are indifferent rather than actively disliking someone. If someone is actively making my life difficult because they dislike me, that is something else entirely. Story 76. It is understandable. I have not always been the nicest person in my life, but I like to think I have changed. Story 77. That's their problem. I had issues with it when I was younger. I'm about to turn 40 now, but my view shifted in my early 20s. I had a big blow up in a friend group because someone's girlfriend didn't like me, and it kind of flipped a switch in my head. It wasn't my problem. I'm okay with being a villain to some people. Story 78. Nobody is loved by everyone. It is just the way things are. Story 79. I honestly do not care. Only the opinions of people who matter to me count. Story 80. I have a sharply limited tolerance for people, so I rarely notice whether someone dislikes me. I am usually not paying attention. Story 81. Am I supposed to be hurt by that? I grew up isolated and left out of so many things that, at this point, I learned to enjoy it. I am fine with people not liking me. I am not sure why they get upset when I do not care, though. Story 82. I'd be lying if I said I didn't care, but but I can't let it bother me. There might be something about that person that I don't like. Story 83. I used to feel terrible about it in high school, but now I do not care. Story 84. I legitimately do not care if someone does not like me. In fact, I sometimes enjoy it. It makes me want to be even more present in their space. I am an energy vampire. Hatred is my fuel. I love when people get weird and I enjoy making them feel awkward, especially in public. There is nothing like a well-placed side-eye and a sharp EW to really seal the deal. Overemphasize the frown and flare the nostrils for added effect. People are trash and I am trash to them. It is a give and take. Sometimes you are the one judging and sometimes you are the one being judged. Oh well. Someone's internal thoughts about feelings they ascribe to you are internal, and it is highly intrusive to try to figure out what those thoughts are. It is even worse to try to manipulate those thoughts through fake kindness or by saying you want the best for someone. No, thank you. I am here for a good time and people can get out of my way. I am trying to tan over here and maintain my serenity. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. Hugs and kisses. Story 85. Good. Let them dislike me. That is their problem, not mine. It makes it easy to tell who I should not waste my time on. Story 86. I have always tried to live by the idea that people's opinions of me only matter if I actually care what they think. Story 87. So long as they are honest with me and let me know, I am happy to give them a wide berth. Peace be unto you, provided you stay on your side of the fence. Story 88. I am indifferent to things like that. You cannot be liked by everybody, and that is okay. Story 89. If everyone likes you, you're doing something wrong. It's natural for some people to dislike you. Story 90. I do not care. I once wished everyone liked me, but I am well aware that this is impossible and I made peace with it long ago. I sometimes dislike people without any particular reason, so it is only natural that some people will dislike me whether they have a reason or not. Story 91. It used to really bother me, like I would be up at night worrying about it. When I hit my 40s, I started caring a lot less about it. I am old, outspoken, and a genius, and I do not take shit from people, usually men, who cut me off or ignore me. If that means I later hear they do not like me, sometimes that is how it is. I am too old to apologize and I am not going to fade into invisibility. Story 92. I am usually blindsided when I learn that someone dislikes me, unless I know they have a very good reason. Story 93. This happens to me, but sometimes people dislike us for no reason. Story 94. It depends on whether they know me. If I consider them friends, it hurts a lot if they do not like me. It hurts even more if they are family and do not like me. Complete strangers on the street feel different. It is a bit strange that they would have an opinion about me, but I suppose that is their prerogative. Story 95. When I was younger, I would hyperfixate on why they did not like me. I worked on myself and I am at peace with who I am, loving myself inside and out. Now I focus on whether I even like them. Most of the time, I do not. Story 96. In what way? Is it a group of strangers who are just being jerks, or a friend group I know somewhat who are being genuinely hurtful? That hurts because I want to make people happy. Even if I only know them a little, I feel sad that my mere presence seems to undermine that goal. This excludes anyone closer to me because addressing them would be damaging. I do not care what people think about things, but it hurts when they are unhappy. I am not going to harm myself for them, but it still hurts. Story 97. I got over it when I realized that I did not really like them either. Story 98. It is unpleasant, but I am used to it. I am socially awkward and have never been interested in popular culture, and I have been insufferable at times. I am improving in some respects, but I have very little social energy, so I do not often build strong connections with people. Story 99. It is actually a good thing. I learned that if people do not like you, especially for no clear reason, they are not meant to be friends with you. Getting close to them only leads to getting hurt. It is a clear warning sign. Story 100. I do not care at all. Do I look like someone who needs others to like me? Yes, I do care and I am angry. Story 101. I am a people pleaser, So when I find out that some people dislike me, I begin to lose confidence and criticize myself, imagining the worst. Story 102. I feel like avoiding them, but I also want to be careful not to do anything foolish in their presence. Story 103. Do not worry. Not everyone will like you, and you will not like everyone. That is life. Story 104. It is good news. It means that certain aspects of my personality bother them, which means that I do indeed live for myself and not for them, with all the consequences that entails. Story 105. Even remembering makes my chest tight. Being disliked is only relevant at work. If you cannot be respectful and do your job, if you give me attitude and snark, I am not allowed to say what I think and feel about it. I picture and plan things but never follow through. Story 106. I could not care because in every instance this has happened so far, I do not like those people either. They are horrible to me. They have convinced themselves that I am a bad friend and a bad person, when in reality they are the ones who talk behind my back, stare, and laugh from across the room, and gossip about me when I am not around. I know I am better than them. They are simply jealous and try to make me feel bad. I also have countless people around me who appreciate me for who I am, so why would I care what one or two people think? Story 107. If it is a person I care about, I will find out why. If not, I do not bother. Story 108. In general, I do not really care. What surprises me are the people who put effort into hating me, like a person who apparently cast black magic on me because they were jealous of my hard-earned passable grades. I swear people get hung up over the most trivial things. Story 109. Proud people are usually shitty excuses for human beings. Story 110. It's natural. Being liked by everyone is rarely a good sign. Story 111. I always think there are 8 billion or more people in the world. That fact alone lets me sleep peacefully, knowing those people are irrelevant to my life. Story 112. You get to a point in life where how people feel about you doesn't really matter anymore. I guess I'm at that point now. Story 113. I do not care. No one is going to be liked by everyone. If I have done nothing wrong, there is nothing to change about it, and it does not matter. Story 114. I do not know whether anyone dislikes me, and I do not really care. As long as they are not actively harming me, it is none of my business whether they like me. Story 115. I cannot please everyone. It would be nice to know why they dislike me, but I will not lose sleep over it. Story 116. I cannot be everyone's cup of tea because some people prefer coffee. I keep a very small circle and I am introverted. If people do not like me, they are welcome to feel that way. I wish them a good life away from me. Story 117. You can't make people like you. If it's a work situation, you just have to tolerate each other. Story 118. I'm transgender. I know some people hate my existence more than anything, and, being honest, I hate myself too. They don't have to interact with me, but I have to live with myself for the rest of my life. I'm sorry you're feeling this way. If you are in immediate danger, please call emergency services right now. If you are in the United States, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are elsewhere, please contact your local emergency services or a crisis hotline. If you want, I can help find support resources or listen. Story 119. I can tell you I used to give a flying fuck. Now I don't. Story 120. I don't know and I don't care. Life is too short to waste on people who don't take the time to get to know me. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.